We're ready.
Nice.
Here we go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday, March 17th. It is 6:01 to the Board of Selectmen meeting. Can we open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, let's play ball.
Citizens input. Anybody that needs to talk about anything that's on the agenda? There being none. Administration. So we're gonna start with the reorganizating of the select board.
So with that all said and done, I'd like to nominate Dan Guide as chairman for this coming year.
Second?
Motion by Joe, seconded by Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
I didn't hear
And,
you. Okay.
and
Speak up a little bit, I'm deaf.
also, I'd like to nominate Mike Connolly for vice chair for this coming year.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan, all in favor? Aye. And that's unanimous.
Thank you, guys. Good.
All right, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yep,
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
yes, and Ashley is our new member of the select board this year. Recreational director request for petty cash Venmo. Would you like to speak to us about that? Real quick? Seeing as you're here?
So I'm actually only gonna speak about the petty cash box tonight. The Venmo was a last minute idea we had. I haven't done enough information or research on it, so I'll come back once we've kind of talked to other recreation departments and see what they do. But we're looking for approval to have a petty cash box. We want to keep $100 in a petty cash box, so when we do things like ticketed events, we've been doing quite a few the past few weeks, we have cash on hand. Right now, we're using a member of Recreation's personal cash box. So I'm just coming tonight to ask for your approval.
So you need a cash box too?
Yes, we actually already purchased the cash box. We voted on that at our meeting 2 weeks ago, so we do have the cash box. But I spoke with Paula and she said I needed to come and get your approval to go to Lisa to take $100 out of the revolving account.
Sure. Okay.
So with that all said and done, I move to authorize the Recreation Department to establish a petty cash drawer in the amount of $100 for operational purposes and to create and maintain, I'm gonna strike the rest of that, but just to, for
Right.
operational purposes.
Second.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yep. Oh, yep.
I just wanted to say that we need to make clear that when they use it, when they need to replenish it, there needs to be some sort of a voucher or something that states what the money out of the box was used for, so that it can be replenished for that purpose.
Okay, so it'll always have a balance of $100. We won't use the money in there. It's just to break bills and make change.
I'm just saying that if you ever have to come back for more to replenish.
Okay.
This is how, and it needs to be
Right.
defined, the purpose of the cash box, how it will be used. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Maybe some kind of policy or something before we hand over the $100.
Okay, are you, real quick, are you Lisa, by the way?
I am.
I haven't met you, I'm Jessica. Nice to meet you. So with that, maybe we could set a meeting or talk about the policy we want moving forward?
The board would be the one to set the policy.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, awesome.
Any other discussion?
No.
Oh, and that petty cash would be coming from the recreation revolving?
Revolving fund, correct.
Okay. Make sure that's in that motion.
Yep.
So then we need to make a little amendment to that. So I'd like to amend that the $100 for operational purposes be withdrawn from the current recreation revolving account. and an accounting of the funds in and out will be, will be provided as necessary.
Second, still.
Motion by Joe, seconded by Dan. All in favor? Aye.
Awesome, thank you
Yeah, thank you.
guys. Thank you.
All right. Bob, I'm going to take over for you. First of all, Bob, thank you for chairing the board for this last year. Much appreciated. Thank you, Ashley, for stepping up and running for that empty seat that was unopposed. Thank you for the whole town for coming out and voting and passing everything. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you guys.
Have a nice night. Much appreciated, blown away by the turnout and the people that we saw and the election results. Thank you, seriously. I know the fire department's very thrilled. The townspeople are thrilled about the land. It's just good all around.
Yeah, can I add a little something to that? Running elections, and it's not an easy task. It involves a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, and I think just about every department in this town, and everybody was involved doing their own little bit, and I think it really shows, because I think the town gave us a mandate that they want to see things moving forward in a positive direction. So, with that, I got to say, thank you to everybody who helped out.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have the chief for the monthly police department report.
I want to thank you guys for having me here tonight. I also want to thank the Newton residents, like you said, for coming out and voting in our operating budget. I can't tell you how much that means to us. I know the fire department feels the same way. It's going to allow us to finally be back to fully staffed, which hasn't happened in years. And that'll allow us to operate the department and serve the community to the best of our ability. On that same track, we did oral boards today for a couple of our open positions. It went well. We're going to continue to take applicants to try and find the best possible candidates. I know I had talked to you guys before about our part-time position. I'd like permission to bring back James Collier. He used to work for us years ago. This is going to be a no-cost issue. He's a full-time certified Kensington cop, and he's going to help us greatly with staffing right now. So I wanted to ask the selectmen if you guys could vote on that.
Sure. One of you guys want to make a motion for that?
I'd like to make a motion to allow the police chief to hire Mr. Collier as a full-time officer?
Part-time.
A part-time officer?
Yes.
And I don't know what pay rate you'd put him at.
It's going to be at starting part-time
The starting
salary.
part-time
Yep.
rate is, okay.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Bob. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Unanimous?
Thank you. Also, our ACO, Jim Ryan, my plans are to try and put him on part-time as a part-time police officer. He's still going to be the ACO. It's just that he's going to have the dual role where he will qualify with the department, be part-time certified, that he could also do shifts if he wanted to. But more importantly, liability-wise, I think with him being a part-time police officer and carrying our weapon, because he's going to have to dispatch animals, I think that would be the most efficient way of having him on to do those dual positions. So I don't know if I would need to have you guys vote on that.
I think you're being smart because you're also limiting liability.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, he is our animal control officer.
Yeah.
And if he makes it through every phase, he'll go to the part-time academy, become certified.
When does that start?
It starts in May.
So I would suggest once he becomes certified, then it would come to the board and then we would be able to approve it.
Okay, so once he gets through the process?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it would
Yep.
make no sense if he
Through the
doesn't.
process before the academy.
Okay.
Okay?
Also, an update, our full-time officer, Greg Sinelli, is doing great at the academy. He's going to graduate on April the 24th. Also, Richard Kane is doing a great job with the law package. He'll be done with that soon.
His title's what, junior patrol officer? Is that,
Part-time patrol
is that what
officer.
that is? All right.
And as far as accreditation, we're making a lot of progress. We're getting there. Our accreditation manager, Kate Drago, is doing a great job. And we're all working together to rewrite all the policies and hopefully be accredited by the end of the year. I mean, we're hoping. We'll see how it goes.
What a long process.
Yes, it is. We had a lot of work to do, so,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can see that. That's
So, and I think that's about it.
true. Okay.
All right?
It'll be well worth it, though, when you're done with it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
The accreditations, it's at the state level, correct?
Yes, it's going to be New Hampshire accreditation.
Yep, okay.
Yep, and that will help us with our insurance and help the town greatly.
No, eliminate liability, I like it.
Insurance plus when you have to go to court, too, right?
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. Next up, I'd like to bring up our treasurer for her monthly report. I have something just like that.
All right, well, first I want to just bring to the board's attention that last meeting you had, when I was supposed to be up here, I was unable to make it, but my deputy was at this meeting on Zoom. She could have presented the report for you.
We weren't even aware she was on.
Wasn't aware of that.
I'm just saying, I had made the arrangements for her to be here because I couldn't. So I just wanted you to know that.
Nobody, unfortunately, nobody let us know that.
So I
Joe,
guess,
I would have let you know that. I didn't see her on Zoom.
so,
Yeah, I didn't think I saw her on Zoom either. Actually, I looked for it and didn't see her, but, okay.
well, she said she was, so that's all I can tell you.
That's all right. Go ahead, Lisa. You're here now. That's all that matters.
All right, now, the other things, oh, hi, Robin. I thought you were on vacation.
I am, Lisa. I'm just watching. I didn't see her on Zoom.
Okay.
So, and I can have Jamie pull the transcripts if we need to.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. I just wanted to say I did make arrangements because I couldn't be here.
Yeah, no, and you didn't state that in the email. You just said you would be out.
Yeah, I had to talk to her first. That's why.
Okay, all right. Well, going forward, just next time.
All right, so total for bank accounts right now, as of February 27th, which was the end of the statement period, is $6,734,502.15. That includes the ZBA and NEPR escrow accounts, which really aren't under the purview of the Board of Selectmen.
Right.
It's under the Planning Board and the ZBA Board respectively. With those in mind, I do have a few things that I want to speak to make my office more efficient and more accurate. One of them is the fact that I have not seen a manifest or expenses for the NEPR or the ZBA escrow accounts. Part of that is because we had this transition with no administrative assistant for the ZBA and Planning Board. But I know there have been expenses, they just haven't been coming out of the escrow accounts. So I need to get these manifests put back into place. Any expenses that were paid from, say, June of last year till now, I need to know what was paid, where it was paid. I'm thinking it was paid out of the general fund, maybe out of the Planning Board or ZBA account. So we need to find out where they were paid, who they were paid to, and which escrow account, which escrow job it was to be applied to. I'm talking about things like mileage, registry fees, let's see, some other things here. Postage for abutter notices, so when those get out, sent out. Architecture, engineering, legal fees, anything like that, public notices. All of those are applied towards individual escrow of funds that I am holding.
And you said ZBA and planning?
Correct.
Okay.
So I just need to know what actually got paid, you know, for public notice, et cetera, and what portion belongs to which residents or property owners' escrow funds that I'm holding. I still have samples of what the manifests used to look like. If we can get them in, I can get my records updated. We can move funds if that's necessary. I don't know. But I just want to say I need to get that straightened out before it becomes too old and too much of a mess.
Understood.
Were you getting these for prior to 2025, prior to June? Were you getting that information?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, I got a manifest every time. I know the planning board had taken a vote, because I went looking. They did do a vote on 9/23 to approve KV Partners invoices,
Yeah.
but it wasn't paid out of NEPR, and I don't know which jobs they were for.
So you're talking about September of '23, before we even had somebody, when this office was empty?
Yes,
That's what you're
but
talking about?
we also had, Tricia, we had a few other town employees.
Helping.
Who were helping,
Yeah.
okay? So I'm just asking, now that we have someone, can we get this corrected?
I think I can safely say that we'll get it up to speed, get it to where we need to go.
Another thing I would ask the board for is one of the pieces of documents that I have not been receiving since we lost our bookkeeper is the ADP invoices and expenses that are automatically withdrawn. So I used to get these slips that tell me the ADP payroll amount, the ADP taxes amount, and the ADP fees.
Say that again, ADP
Did you already
invoices?
email Paula and ask her for these?
I have asked for this several times, not just Paula, but previous town administrators.
I'm not talking about previous, I'm talking about right now.
Yes, I have
You've asked Paula for
I
this.
have asked
Okay.
Paula for this information,
Well, the board will make sure you get it then.
okay? And I asked for this because there's no way for me to know whether or not the amount that comes through the account is the correct amount if I don't have the paperwork that says this is the amount we took, we told them to take out,
Okay.
okay? Let's see. The other thing I would ask, and this is just for clarification, since the board is now doing transfers between funds, it is a little more difficult for me to reflect what those transfer amounts are for. An example would be the inspection fees. We had $67,000 transferred in '25, but I showed about $58,000 in expenses. I could be wrong, but I don't know what that $67,000 was. The motion was just to move this amount from this fund to that fund.
We'll get you the breakdown for that.
Thank you. So that's the other thing I'm asking for. Again, I am just looking to make sure that if we get audited, they look at the fund accounts, I can show what those funds were used for so that the auditors can see it was for a legitimate purpose. That's all.
Okay.
All right, and I think that's all I had. Oh, I also need a voided check report. There are several voided checks, again, before our current finance administrator, but I have asked for this from several of them, and I believe also from our current, is there are several missing voided checks. I would like to get that resolved. If they have the voided checks somewhere in a box, send them to me because I am required to hold them. That is my responsibility. I also need to be able to reflect it in my system that it is not an outstanding check, it is a voided check.
Okay.
Okay, now for future, there are a couple of things that I would like to ask for. One is we have several outstanding checks in several accounts from 21, 22, 23, 24, et cetera. I would like to ask that we now take some time to go see, did these people receive the checks and not cash them? Are they lost? If so, can we void these checks out, issue new ones, et cetera? I would be happy to work with finance administrator, whoever is responsible for ZBA and NEPR, because we have some in those accounts too. But I'd like to see us close out these so-called outstanding checks and get them off the books and issue new ones.
I assume you have a listing of all those checks?
I do. Yep, I can produce a list of all the outstanding checks that I currently have.
And
okay?
there's some from planning board and ZBA?
Yeah, not many, but yes.
Yeah.
People, we have, there's a couple of bills that were paid that they did not get cashed. I don't know if they received a replacement check or something, but I was never told to void any checks out, so it's still marked as outstanding. We have one or two escrow refund accounts, so they didn't use all of the money we held in escrow, so we refunded the difference.
Right.
And got a couple of those just sitting out there. Those cash checks were never cashed. So I'd just like to ask the board that we try to get these cleaned up and
I
either
think now that
reissued.
we have people in place, I think we can probably say that the operation will run a lot smoother and we'll be able to, do some of these things. Now that we know that some of these things haven't been done in the past or whatever.
Well, this
Moving
is-
forward, we'll do it the right way, the way we need to get it done.
All right, and there was one more thing I wanted to bring up is, again, this is something new, hasn't been brought to your attention before, but there is a lot of redundancy between my office and the finance office, okay? I am entering in deposits, and then I'm handing over those deposits to the finance office, who is then entering them into another system. The finance office is printing out manifests and checks, so they're entering this information into their finance system, handing it over to me, and then I am now entering the same information into a different finance system. I would like to ask the board to look into possible addition or different finance package, one that would allow our two offices to talk to each other.
So I've actually done some research on that, and a lot of towns don't do that on purpose.
Well, there are some towns where the treasurer and the finance department don't get along, and so they don't want the numbers to touch.
No, it's for checks and balances. They don't do it like that way on purpose, so you're actually looking really hard at what you're doing, not just a data dump.
Well,
So-
that's my job, is to look at what's really
I
happening.
understand, and that's why they have two different processes, so even though it's your job, you have to do it now and not just a data dump, and it's the same. That's all I'm saying.
Is there a way, I hear what you're saying.
And I say this because I worked for a municipal financial software application 20 years ago, and we had a treasurer's module that tied into the accounting module, which means it's done. It's been done. It's not something new.
So in technology, you can have those two systems, right? It used to be called data warehousing, now it's called a data lake.
Yeah.
And you can actually go in and retrieve some of the typing stuff. I'm wondering if there's something that can be set up so that some of that information, so the basic data entry is eliminated.
Sure.
And sometimes you can even have it, once one is done, they can push it to the other.
But there would have to be some compatibility between the systems. We don't know if we have that
No.
right now, right?
That's what the data lake is for. You can
it
have
is.
two separate,
systems,
you have
but it's
15
pulling
different
it.
systems.
But they talk to each other.
At my work right now, every single piece of information comes through that data lake that I need, because I'm not great at systems.
Even if there was like an export-import sort of situation, where you export from one and import into the other, that again, just like the bank reconciliation feeds, it's still data I pull from the bank,
Yep.
but then I manually review that data and match it or post it. So I categorize it, match it, post it. But that entry, or to make sure I have everything I need, that is done through the bank system. So those ACH transactions, they come in, but they don't have a match. But that's the example I'm giving. Unfortunately, the finance system we have right now cannot export or communicate with the finance system that I have. I'm not married to QuickBooks. You guys find another system that AccuFund will talk to or anything else like that, I'm game. Just something that will reduce the redundancy of work. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
You got some ideas on that, Mike?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna talk to a couple of my IT guys. I don't have an answer tonight, but I'll.
No. This is something for you to
Something to do.
look into and then just get back to me if you can find something that will serve the town, not just my office, not her, not the finance office, but the town.
Yep,
That's what I'm asking for.
okay.
Right? Any questions?
Ashley, you got anything for the treasurer?
I do not.
Mike?
No.
Bob?
No, not off the top of my head right now.
Okay. Joe?
I'd just like to say thank you for bringing, I think it's the first time you've been up here, that we've got a lot of information. I'd like to see you be available to, talk to us on a monthly basis.
Monthly? Maybe quarterly. There isn't gonna be a lot to say other than what you see on the papers.
Well, I guess we can talk about that, how often we want to see it. What do you think, monthly, quarterly, twice a
Whatever the
quarter?
board wants to do.
What do you think, guys? At least quarterly.
Start out quarterly, and if we need to ask for more, we start for more.
I'm good with quarterly.
Okay.
I'll still see that you get the reports on a monthly basis, so you
I
can
think that's
see
most
them.
important, because our people need those reports to move forward to manage their departments and
But
whatnot.
what you see on my reports, everything on my reports is available from the finance office. They have all the same information I do.
Can I ask
So-
one other question how often do you make deposits? You do them like once a week, every 2 weeks, or?
Typically, at least once to twice a week.
Okay,
The only time that becomes an issue is town report season,
okay.
okay?
And I'm only asking because, we need to run this like a business, so we need to have that.
I
and forth and
totally get it,
whatnot,
but
okay.
like I said, normally the only time that it becomes difficult is during town report season, because there's a lot involved with the town report. Like I said, there's a lot of redundant data entry, okay?
Good deal.
But for the most part, it's once or twice a week. I'm in here just to do deposits and to do the manifests,
Good deal.
okay?
I do have a question. The bank,
Yes.
they've already switched and joined with one. Now,
Yeah,
I just saw
they're
it now
absorbing
that-
another one.
Yes,
I saw that.
yeah, so is this,
You have to understand, True North or North Shore Bank, Abington Bank, et cetera, they're owned by a financial holding company.
right,
Okay, that financial holding company bought this other bank that only has like 3 locations in the South Shore.
right.
Okay.
But I'm saying with all this transfer that's going on, there hasn't been any issue with you being able to access
Nope,
and
nope.
do whatever you need to do?
Not at all.
Okay.
Because it's, Abington essentially merged in. When I had one weekend where I couldn't access the accounts while they were doing the merge.
Right.
We do have another weekend, April 18th, 19th,
The
where they're
new
bringing
one.
it down for when they actually merge the, I forget, it's another federal savings bank.
Yeah.
And that one's being merged in April 18th and 19th. But I know it's coming, so I make the deposit before that weekend.
Okay.
Are you happy with their service level?
Yes, I am very happy with North Shore Savings, or True North now.
Okay. So they're
Takes a while to get
they're
used.
providing you sometimes with all these changes,
They're very
know what happens.
responsive to any questions or concerns that I may have. So I have never had any problems with their support. In fact, after they changed to True North Bank, when they received my deposit bags that said North Shore Bank, they returned deposit bags that said True North. And I didn't have to ask for them. So, no, I am happy with, and the best part is they are right there. I have looked into other banks. The biggest hurdle to overcome is the fact that there are no other banks in Newton, or 5 to 10 minutes away. Every other bank, you're going to go to Epping or Plastow or Raymond, or you're going to travel to get to the bank. And that's not just going to be me. That's going to be recreation, not necessarily recreation. The tax collector's office, they'll have to do that. The trustees, well, they can choose their own bank, but it would be nice if we were all in the same bank.
Most big
we are,
banks now offer couriers.
I
You don't even have to
spoke
do
to them
anything.
about couriers, and none of them would commit to a courier Monday through Thursday.
They do all the other towns too, so, and they use
I'm
carriers.
telling you, the people I talk to and the banks that I talk to would not commit to a courier service Monday through Thursday. If they had, then I likely might have looked further into switching them over, starting with 1 or 2 funds and then moving more over if that worked. But since I couldn't get that commitment, I'm staying where I am. Okay?
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
I think,
You all set with me?
yeah, I think
All right, I'm
Trish
going
had a message,
downstairs.
maybe?
Trish.
For you.
Oh, Lisa, we also have some checks downstairs for you to sign. They need to get signed.
Where was my email?
They're on vacation.
They're,
You just got the
we just got
notification.
we just signed the manifest tonight, so they're,
Since I happen to be here?
yeah,
No problem.
Okay.
I'll sign checks.
good. Thank you.
So just to let the treasurer know, that would be great if you said you've got those forms that you could send to Bill, because I know there's such a thing. I am going to say that Bill is doing a great job, but he inherited a mess, and we're still working on it. We do present to the, sorry, I must be talking loud. We do present to the ZBA, this is as far as ZBA goes. We do an escrow spreadsheet that I think you have access to, you and Robin have access to. We do present that on our meeting nights, and we haven't spent any extra money. The money that has come in, and I think you and Robin coordinate the deposits on that, we use that to deduct from the applicant's fees. I think we've only had 4 applications, but if you send me those forms, I'll work with Bill tomorrow. We have a meeting tomorrow night, so maybe I can get this on track.
Sure.
Okay?
Thank you, Tricia.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
haven't had any payments out for the planning board in a while, just the ones for Mike McNally that had to go out because he did the couple of visits over there at 125 Development.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Tricia just reminded me, I'd like to bring up that we still need to work with the planning board, ZBA, and myself to get these accounts cleared up, audited, straightened out. I came into this office where that NEPA account has $40,000 in it. I don't know where that $40,000 came from. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of manual labor looking through old files, trying to find out what this money is. But we shouldn't be holding on to money that long, if you know what I mean.
No, absolutely
No,
agree.
definitely.
So the ZBA account will probably be the easier of the 2 accounts to do first, but then we have to do it to the NEPA account too.
Well, like Trish said, they're cleaning up the mess that we inherited, so that's going to take a
Yes.
little time, so be patient with us.
But it has to come to my office too, in order for my books to reflect it properly.
Sure.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
all right, thank you.
Next up, Sandra, do you want to come up? It's up to you, yeah, it's probably not worded correctly, but it is about your email. Yes. So if you'd like to come up and just briefly, yeah, push that away. Briefly
I'd be like Trish.
tell us what, surmise your email, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Sandra Estabrook,
Can I
Conservation
just,
Chair.
excuse me, are you waiting for the checks?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I don't want you to leave without them. Thank you.
So at our meeting of conservation last week, one of the members brought it to our attention that in the town report, they used to have the current use acreage and like who had it, where it was located, how much was in current use and what type of current use, because there's all those different categories of current use. So it hasn't been in there for, I think I said now, like 2 years. So we did talk to the assessor, I believe, Joe. So she said that a few years back now, the state did not require that to go in the town reports where it used to have to be in there.
Sure.
So we just wanted to ask the selectmen if they could put it back in, because sometimes we do use that as a tool during our discussions about, it's an easy place, we'll look in here to
Yeah,
see what's
right,
in,
I agree.
the current use.
So Sandra, I will say, absolutely, we'll put it in there. What I'll ask you to do is remind us in December.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I agree, like, we don't have anything against putting it in there, but
Yeah.
it's like, there's so many, you have to be the 5th person who said, hey, the town report should have this. I'm like, yes, tell us in December, because we're not gonna remember by the time we get to that point.
Okay.
Do you already have a copy? I have one if you want it.
Of
want
the
to take it
o-
with
oh,
you?
no.
Yeah, take it with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
But I have it, and definitely, absolutely, we'll
we
put
can
it
send electronically, we'll send it electronically if you want.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
Thank you.
And I would say start telling us in November.
November, December, November, whatever, whichever day.
When we start doing warrant articles and all of that other stuff.
Next up, I get the fire chief.
Good evening, Board.
Good evening,
And
chief.
Chief,
Just quickly, on behalf of the men and women of Newton Fire, I want to thank the Board of Selectmen and the residents for approving the biggest warrant article, Article 7 for us and the department budget. Congratulations to Dan, Joe, and Ashley. Welcome.
Thank you, chief.
I'd like the board to approve hiring up, since the warrant article passed, trying to get back the staffing that we lost.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna screw up your name, Marcus. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Marcus J. Marcus J.
Marcus, you say your last name. Jordan Easy? Jordan Hazy.
Jordan Hazy.
Yeah,
You can say Jordan Hazy.
Thank you for doing that.
Marcus Jordan Hazy. Firefighter EMT basic at the department's basic rate for a firefighter EMT basic.
Okay.
So with that said, I move to hire Marcus John and Hazy as a firefighter EMT basic at the hourly rate of $21.50, providing he meets all the requirements set forth by the chief.
second.
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Bob. Any discussion? Nope. All those in favor?
Aye. Welcome.
Unanimous, chief.
Thank you.
You got anything else? No?
No, that's all that I had.
Good deal.
Thank you.
We might have another Deputy Cook met with Marcus, and he's meeting with two other individuals that hopefully will have their paperwork in for the board's
Sure.
next meeting.
Awesome.
Okay.
And we'll still be short, with those three, we'll still be short about two.
Good deal.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Said Marcus or Mark?
Marcus.
Marcus.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much.
Congrats.
I'll get them for you. Excuse me for a second.
Go ahead. Oh, boy. Go ahead.
That's why I don't attach it. It stays right there.
Mary, do you want to come up? Sure. You can just explain how it works for everybody, all the new people, and then we'll make the motions, so.
Do that.
All right.
Every year, the library submits their budget and it's part of the town budget. And thank you all in TV land, as Trish would say, for approving that budget. And then the library trustees come to the Board of Selectmen and ask them to release the amount of our operating expenses to the trustees.
Yep.
Because the RSA 202 with
Keeps it
several
separate.
numbers and
Yes.
Roman numerals after it, designates the trustees of the library as the keeper of the operating expenses for the library. In addition to that, though, we do have our payroll, which the town administers. So the town keeps our payroll section, and the town
Sure.
issues us a check for the operating section.
Okay, thank you.
And that's the letter that I submitted
Yep.
last Wednesday morning. So I'm here to ask you to release those funds.
So,
And with that being said,
hold on one second.
Yep.
So Ashley, just so you know, this is the only department in town. You're not gonna see the police chief come up here and go, can I get a check for $988,000? It's just the library.
Say.
Because of the RSA, they will come and ask for their funds, and they take it, and then the trustees, whenever the library needs money for something, they go to the trustees, they don't go to the town for it.
Okay.
They manage their own budget. and handle it, and then leftover monies is up to them what they do, whether they give it back to the town.
We did in the past year, due to some, a slight confusion about how
Sure.
much money was left at the end.
Yes.
We gave you back $90.95.
I was gonna say it was a small amount.
But the other part of that is the payroll, which.
Stays with us.
The bookkeeper administers. And I did, speaking of that, I did send Paula an email requesting that we get a quarterly report out of the AccuFund, which is her,
Okay, yep,
so that we can see what the payroll is. We do
Sure.
get reports from Katrina
okay.
for every
Yeah.
payroll period, but historically, we have gotten that. There was a little slight delay in that in the past couple of years.
Okay.
But now we're
For
hoping.
obvious reasons.
Yep, so now we're hoping to get back on that schedule of getting a report quarterly, and then we can review it against what Katrina has, and then we'll know how we're doing in our payroll
Okay.
numbers, so.
All right.
I did submit that to her a week or so
Now
ago.
you can go ahead.
Okay. I move to release the monies in the amount of $41,200 to the library trustees for the sum of the library's operating expenses.
Second.
Motion made by Bob, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. There you go, all set. Well, so we're probably not gonna cut that until next week sometime.
Yeah, I realize it has to go to the bookkeeper and put in
Right.
and then it gets cut, and then it has to go to Lisa, and
Oh,
she
yeah,
has to.
so that's just a
sign it.
process.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I know that, that's why I,
That's why she did it now.
If you need any money, you just call Joe Simone, and he'll take care of it for now, all right?
wait a minute, let me write that down.
I'll give it to you.
I think I know where to find it.
Yep,
Thanks,
good
Mary.
deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I'm gonna invite Tricia up. I'm gonna start labeling this as Tricia's Minute, so.
There you go.
Tidbits from Tricia. Okay. Much like everyone else has said, again, to all you people in TV land, thank you for voting. But behind the scenes, we really need to thank so many people that makes the election successful, starting with the town clerk, tax collector, her deputy. Robin and Paula did a lot to help us. The selectmen, fire department, police department, highway, and the transfer station. That whole day, some of us worked 18 and a half hours. It's a really long day. So those of you that then showed up at town hall to see the tax collector at, 8:30 in the morning the next day, not happening. They need to rest. But thank you. It was very successful, and all you guys and gals for helping. It was great. As far as the EOC goes, we had a couple of issues. Those of you that have to crack acid on when I send you an email, about storm, we really didn't suffer too much. We did have a tree come down behind the library, as Mary probably knows, and one of our trustees went and dragged it off out of the parking lot. It did block the parking lot, but that happened at the most recent storm.
Hey, that's pretty important. We only have 8 parking spots, so.
I know, it's very important, yes. But the library notified myself and our maintenance guy that it happened, but they really took care of it, so it didn't hit the building. We do have a light out in the back of the library, but when Bob is back, I'll let him know that.
Did we take pictures?
Oh, yes, I take so many pictures. And I drove through the town to take pictures of all the habitual offenders when we usually have flood events. FEMA wants before pictures and after pictures. It's terrible sometimes. And also the police and fire are now really on board working with me when they respond to an incident, taking pictures. So we're setting up a nice little file for our next hopeful not disaster event. The other thing is I need to remind everyone, people are getting sick. There's an awful lot of pockets in town where we have people with that other strain of COVID, that other strain of flu. We've got multiple people coming down with pneumonia. I need to remind everyone here and in TV land and all our department heads, if you have a purifier, you need to start using it until we can open windows. Some of our purifiers, I'm replacing filters. They're due. I've got to check every department, so if you see me coming, I know we've got some that aren't working correctly right now, and it's because the filters need to be replaced. Unfortunately, they're $99 a filter. If we did a subscription and did it every 6 months, it's only $79, but I'm trying to talk to them. I spent quite a bit of time yesterday and today. I think they need to they can last a year because we shut them off when we leave. We're not leaving them on 24/7. We could leave them on 24/7, but I don't think it's necessary, especially when we start opening windows. So that being said, if you're sick, please don't come to work. And those of you out in TV land, same thing. If you're sick and you need to renew your registration, Mary Jo will tell you all day long, do it online. Don't come in. We can't afford to get sick. All we need is a couple people at town hall to get sick, and we're going to close because we only have a few people that work here to begin with. There is, on another note, a couple of grants that have opened up. I'm trying to go for a grant for a new message board, better than what I have. Mine, it's not that old, maybe 15 years, but you probably notice I can't get more than 7 characters on a line. And when some of you call and say, hey, can you put this on the message board? I'm like, okay, what's another synonym for this? What's this? I wanted to say difficult, or your vote makes the difference. I'm like, okay, how many letters a difference? Nope, can't do it. So I'm looking for a new one, and hopefully I can get it in a grant. I'll come back to you and let you know how successful I am. And I'm looking at my notes. I think that's it. Thank you.
Very much.
Trish?
Yes.
These message boards,
Yep.
how much money can we get in a grant?
For the message boards,
Yeah.
sometimes it'll cover usually 75% of the cost. Sometimes I can get it 100%. Depends on where the grant's coming from. The one that we have right now, it covered the whole thing. It was a grant that Larry and I did. So it really depends on what I can find. Right now, FEMA is getting a little stubborn with funds, as you might imagine, with federal layoffs and whatnot. It's hard to actually talk to them. It's like talking to a robot. But I'm working on it, so I could probably I'm hoping to get 100% of it. Why, did you have a thought about that?
Well, how expensive are they?
So the cheap ones, hello, somebody, you're on, we can hear you, be nice. Some of them, we might get as cheap, and I shouldn't say the word cheap, but as low as 20,000. We're probably looking more like 37,000. And again, I think it's really important that we have some of the newer ones. They've got scrolling messages.
That's what I'm thinking. So
Yes.
that we can type more,
Yes,
and even if we had to make one that was permanently placed in one area,
yep.
hence town hall, which is the transfer station, everybody goes.
Yep. That would be great. Now, here's in what I've explored so far. If it's permanent, I can't get it to be covered by EOC grants because EOC has to be for
Has to be
emergencies.
mobile,
It has to
right.
be mobile.
Mobile. Yeah, I
But
forgot.
I can get some fancy ones. We could put planters around it and make it look permanent once we had a location,
Yeah.
you know?
But you know what I'm saying, like that, everybody goes there, so that would get your messages out. But I think
Yes.
you're right, for the emergency stuff, that's not gonna work.
Right. But it's terrible with, as you know, I struggle with the one I have. And then in the snowstorm, in order to change the sign, I can't do it like the new ones that you can do it on the computer. It talks to it. I have to shovel my way into it just to get to
Right,
it.
I know.
And the other day when I went to change it to say thank you to everybody, I had to put on my knee boots because it was so muddy walking over there. But I am working on it, and whatever we can get, I think it's well worth it. If I can't get the grant, I have my message board sign money in that revolving account. We could use that. I'm just trying to save that for a rainy, snowy day.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish. Okay, next up's the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda as written.
Second,
Motion made by Joe, seconded by Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that's unanimous. New and old business announcements. The transfer station surprise is closed on Easter Sunday, April 5th. The recreation is hiring for a lifeguard position, 2 lifeguard positions. Is that
Yes.
what that means?
Yes.
For the 2026 season. What's the pay rate? Just so I can advertise it.
It's probably, I think the starting pay rate's $19.
Starting at $19. So apply on our website.
And we
actually.
will also pay for, we're also,
You know, I don't know. I think they had 16-year-olds.
I think they did too, but I was just.
I believe 16.
There is,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to find out, because there is an age, but I think it's 16.
I think it's
16 is the cutoff,
It
yeah.
will say so on the website.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And the thing is, we'll also pay for their certification as well, so,
sure, right.
yep.
What's up, Bob?
One other thing, I just want to announce Jim Ryan is putting on the town rabies I have a hard time with that
Rabies
word.
clinic.
Vaccine clinic. Vaccination clinic, or you can get that's $20, a $40 microchip, and get your dog town licensed. And that is going to be on Saturday, March 21st, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the police station. And Jim says that he's going to have a couple surprises there. So please come down if you need to have that taken care of with your pets.
Thank you. Ashley, do you have anything? Sorry, at the end, we go around and we just see if you have anything that you need or want to say. I know I mentioned to call Oasis for the fields, and I'm
Yep.
sure you're gonna take care of that.
On that tomorrow.
So we'll get started on that. But do you have anything you want to talk about?
Nothing in particular, but just thank you for, allowing me to be here. Thank you to the town, to the people. I'm excited.
Good.
Good deal.
Mike?
I'm good.
Bob?
I would just like to reiterate a thank you to everybody who came to vote, because I always stress it, we the people, and our turnout was well over 1,000 voters this time.
1,217.
1,200 voters.
35%
right?
of our registered voters.
35% of the registered voters, as opposed to where we've had as sickly as about only 700 voters show up for a town vote, which is disgusting. I was so happy and so proud that the town showed up to vote this time, and grateful that you all have faith in us for what we're doing and how we're trying to help the town to continue to move on and endeavor in its ways. So I would just like to say thank you, and again, congratulations to selectmen that got re-elected, and to Ashley the first time, by getting a fresh voice on the board. So a lot of gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Joe?
A couple things on recreation. This Saturday, the recreation is sponsoring an antique appraisal program where for $5 you can bring an item in, and there'll be 4 people up here who are well versed in antiques, and they can talk to you about their values and things like that. And then also additionally on April 4th, from 12 to 2 at the town hall up here, we're going to have a pictures with the Easter Bunny. So any parents out there that want to come and have a picture taken with the Easter Bunny.
Awesome.
Yep, thank you.
All right, I don't know where this is gonna go when I start, but here goes. 3 years ago, I was elected to this board. And at that time, if I'm not mistaken, our town administrator had just resigned. The new town administrator. Prior to that, how long was our town administrator working here? Does anybody know? Tricia probably knows. Nope.
30-some odd years?
3 years ago.
38 years.
38 years?
No. The prior one to that, about a few months. Melinda was.
Nope, before that, no, we're not talking finance. The TA.
Oh, the TA.
The one that was here forever, her name's escaping me. Nancy. How long was Nancy here for?
38 years.
Nancy was here for 38 years. When I got hired, Nancy had gone. We had lost our second town administrator, Mark Andrews. Okay? Mark Andrews was here for however long, wasn't here when I got here. We had MRI put Jim O'Mara here, okay? For a year and a half, we worked with Jim O'Mara, and then Jim O'Mara resigned. I took the role for 6 months, if 6 months.
About that.
In May, we hired Paula to do a dual role, finance and town administrator. Now, if you want to go back to finance, I'm sure that position had more turnover than any other position.
Rotating
I
door.
would say 5 to 7 people have held that position. 7. Trish is saying 7.
Which were all unqualified, we found out.
Was ridiculous. So my point being is, at the end of all of this, for 38 years, everybody saw the same person in this office. There was a process, there was a program, and everything went that way. Then you had 3 years of turnover that just kept pushing and making this, and I'm gonna put this here. Well, then this person comes in, and I'm gonna put this here. People, give us a break. Give our town administrator a break. We hired her in May to clean up 3 to 4 years, but probably 10 people's
Neglect and
worth of, it is, it's 10 people. When it comes down to it, she's dealing with 10 people that were in those positions, putting this over here and this over here, doing this with that. And we gotta take a breath. She's gonna get it straightened out. She's working very diligently to get it straightened out. But just because it takes a while to get something, it's okay. It'll be okay. Everything will be okay. Things are going to change. Change is good. I am a huge proponent of change. When I started 3 years ago, I think I started with, don't tell me that's how it's always been done. Because that's what I would get with everything.
Exactly.
With the old police, that's another thing. We hired a new police chief.
that's how we
But
always
like, the old police chief was, and Rob started and he was like, well, this is the way they've always done it before. I'm like, I don't care about that. You do it your way. I want it your way. So then you can stand behind it and be like, no, this is the way we're doing it. This is why we're doing it this way. And explain it to me in a way that I understand. And I'll agree with you more times than not. But I'm asking the town to take a breath. Let us get our employees up to speed and where they need to be. And the other thing is that this office back here, the planning board / ZBA.
Another mess.
Like, we had somebody there that did it his own way for such a long time, and now we have somebody else in there. Well, it's gonna take us time to get back up to speed and let him have his own processes. Rob, you're still coming up with your own processes, you know? So it takes time, and since when did we hire you?
October of last
Year and a half ago.
No, not of last year.
The year before.
October of the year before.
24.
So,
Time
and
flies.
he's still changing the way things are done. So it takes time, but we'll get there. I have the faith that we'll get there. But I'm excited. I am excited. I'm happy I got elected for another 3 years. I'm happy you guys made me chair. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to all the stuff we're going to accomplish this year as well.
Yep.
Thank you. And that is all I have. Hopefully I didn't go too wild there.
No,
but
no. I want to add to this, right? Because the other thing that's happening that I'm seeing, but people are talking to me about, is the culture in this building and those that report into this building has changed, right? And I'm reading another book.
Started 4 years ago.
Everybody knows me, I read a lot of books. It's not the big mover that matters. It's every day that 1 little % change, right? Anybody that doesn't like change, your life is not going to be good, right? But that 1% every day, and it's a slow change, is probably the most important things that we're going to do. Because anything big, that wow factor. When's the last time you saw somebody buy a pet rock? If you were around in the 70s, you bought a pet rock. It's not here, right? Those little, I don't know what it is today that kids buy. That's just not what I'm into, but it's that 1% every single day, just getting a little bit better. It doesn't mean in 100 days you're 100%. It just means you're getting better, and that's part of our processes, our policies, and our culture.
Yeah.
And those are the things that are important to me and to this board. So I would reiterate that it's the 1% every day. If you're looking for it to happen overnight, it can never happen overnight. It's just not that quick.
right.
Okay.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
There you go.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. That's it. We're good, Ted.
We're out of here.
Nice job, guys.